Hi everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and it's Monday, which means I am live on Bowdabra. So just as a heads up, each and every Monday at 7 on the dot, Eastern Standard, we are live here. And if you would like to get a text alert, you can actually text me at 978-396-9150. That way, you never miss out. And if you're anything like me, I'm a procrastinator. I forget, even if things are, on a strategic schedule, I'm still forgetful. So, make sure to text that number. And as you guys come in, we have some fall ribbon that we're going to be dealing with. This actually is a kit Bowdabra has put together. It's not actually ribbon that we have in my store. But you guys can order your kits of ribbons. You can order your mini Bowdabra and your large Bowdabra, along with your wire from our affiliate link in the comment section. So if you forget where you can find your products, you can always head to nicksseasonaldecor.com. Under blog posts, we do have our links posted where you guys can order all of these goodies. So the first thing we're going to need to do is introduce Bella, because I forgot. So Bella's behind the camera
Hi,
tonight.
everyone.
Be sure to say hi to Bella and thank her for recording. We're going to be working with our gold wire, and we're going to start off just by cutting a length. So we're also going to be creating a fall wreath, a very simple fall wreath for you all tonight. So as you come in, let me know where you're watching from.
We have Wanda from Alabama. Welcome. Welcome, Marianne.
Welcome, you
Renee.
guys.
Hi, everyone.
So we've had a full day today. Yes, we are still down here, but I can confirm that this is going to be the last time you see us down here on Bowdabra. We're actually making that, switch. It's just been an overwhelming weekend. We actually, had a lot of orders come in. So thank you all so much for supporting us. So we've been, catching up on orders and haven't made as much progress in my new studio as, much as we would have liked. So next Monday, definitely no exceptions. We will be there. And on the odd chance, we have, not odd chance, blizzards or crazy weather, which is notorious here. Mother Nature doesn't treat Massachusetts too well. We'll be down here if I don't feel like going up to the warehouse or studio to film. So the first thing I want to make, let's see which ribbon. So let me just do a recap. Some of you guys may have not been here last week, so I'm going to do a recap of what's included in this ribbon kit. So we have this 1.5 inch orange burlap. We have this 1.5 inch kind of moss green burlap. Those are 10-yard spools. Everything is wired other than, well, they're all wired. One is just a little bit thinner. This is a 50-yard spool, 2.5 inch sheer with the gold leaves. Then we have this. This is actually going to be in our wreath tonight. This is a 10-yard spool, I believe. 7/8 inch by 10 yards. This is wired as well. We also have two different types of plaid. Very similar, 50-yard spools, 1.5 inch each. Very, very similar, but there is that slight difference. So this one's more orangey, and this one's got a kind of a more broad green stripe. And we have two 50-yard spools of 2.5 inch ribbon. We have this orangey plaid, and we have, which is my favorite in the collection, this one. Isn't that one pretty?
I like that one, yeah.
And we also have this ribbon, which I thought at first was non-wired, but it looks like it does have a very, very thin wire that, holds its shape okay. But this is perfect for fresh floral designs, designs where you want a ribbon or a bow that's a little bit more loosey-goosey, where it kind of flows in the wind. So let's actually start with this one. We'll start with our mini Bowdabra.
Welcome, Daryl from Long Island. Wanda says, I love the videos from the warehouse.
Thank you, Wanda. So hands up if you received your text. Let us know if you received your text. So we'll cut a length of wire. I cut a long piece of wire. We'll save that for the next bow. We don't need something nearly as long. So we'll just take our wire, and this is a question we get asked a lot, is how do we place it in the Bowdabra? So just take your wire, fold it in half, and just place it in the middle like that. It's as easy as that. All right, so how many viewers we have tonight so far?
We're at over 200. Wow, thank you, guys. Deborah says, hi, everyone. I would like to win some ribbon.
Hey, Deborah. Yeah, so Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. And before I forget, make sure to join the Nick's Seasonal Decor Crafting community. It's a free group. We are close to 60,000 members. And you can also be joining the Bowdabra Fan Gallery. Both groups, we have lots of designers in them, where we share our ideas and creations. So if you want to be inspired by others, definitely join those two groups. So I just placed two tails.
A lot of people received the text. That's awesome to hear.
Yes. Thank you guys for letting us know. And let me know what you think of the text alerts. We'll take this ribbon. Actually, should we do a mini funky bow? I don't think we've tried that with this ribbon yet.
Yeah, let's do a funky bow.
Let's see how that turns out. I haven't tried it. So we'll create loops about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches, and tails anywhere from 6 to 8. Probably smaller. These are only about 3 to 4 inches. Not a big bow. And the reason I'm not doing a massive bow with this is because it is a very thin ribbon. And the longer the loops and tails, the more likely it's going to flop over from the weight of itself. So the thicker the ribbon, the thicker the wire, the bigger the bow. So something like this I wouldn't recommend for tree toppers. It just wouldn't hold its shape. But for smaller bows like this, it works great. All right, so let's work in a few more. So how was everybody's weekend? You guys know Mondays are my favorite night of the week. We are live here on Bowdabra at 7. We are live thereafter in the exclusive Wreath community. We call it Date Night. We design every Monday at 8. And I'm excited for tonight's project. And then after that, if all goes according to plan, we will be live on Nick's seasonal decor as well. Bella, pull your shirt forward just to show what I'm looking at right now. Look at that, you guys. Bella's matching the ribbon.
Maroon is my favorite color, everyone.
Yeah, this is like a plum. So if you look at it in a certain light, it's kind of like an iridescent look to it, which is just something a little bit different. Coming back in with our next loop and tail. So we have 2 on this side, 2 on that side. Let's finish it off with 1 more.
Sharon says texts are a great reminder. Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Matt says, I got my Bowdabra yesterday. Thank you for the video. Awesome, Matt.
And thank you, Matt, for all of the orders as well. We appreciate it. All right, so finishing it off at 5 loops. We don't need any more. And this would work great for a wine bottle as well. So it's, of course, a little bit larger, but I think it would still work just as nicely. Pull it through. Pull it nice and tight. Then what we can do is take those wires, pull them to the back, and tie off. Like so. So now what we got to do is what, Belle?
Dovetail.
Dovetail, that's right. So to dovetail, we take our tails, fold them in half, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle. And that just reveals a nice dovetail.
Hi, Bella. Hi, Donna. Sharon says, I love that fall plaid ribbon.
I know, right? They're pretty.
I signed up for text but didn't receive any alerts. So make sure you text the right number.
Yep, and the number for that is 978-396-9150. And we send alerts, whenever we're live. So not only on Bowdabra, but whenever we do lives, or whenever we get, restocks for supplies and all of that good stuff. So also when we post pre-recorded tutorials, we will have one, using the Bowdabra soon. We haven't been able to finish that up yet. But if you like pre-recorded videos, we'll have one very, very soon. All right, I think that's all of our tails. So let's clean that up.
Donna would like to know, how long do you make the bow and tail?
I mean, honestly, if you look up close to it, they're all different lengths. And I think that just creates more visual interest. So, for example, look at the size of this tail, and then look at the size of that tail.
Yeah, big difference.
Big difference. And I just think it creates a better effect when you're not so meticulous and perfect.
Alice says, I just received my 2 huge boxes of supplies from you. Can't wait to open them after watching you.
Thank you, Alice. Yeah. Let's finish this video first, Alice. Build up some anticipation and excitement for your orders, because you picked out some goodies on our site. Me and Yaya packed that ones ourselves. Dad, of course, closed the box. Dad's the box.
Family effort.
Dad doesn't pack the orders. He just closes the boxes. Depends. It depends. He does everything. All right. Look at that.
Are these the Bowdabra Fall Collection?
Yes, this is the Fall Collection released by Bowdabra. Yep. So as you can see, it doesn't hold its shape tremendously, so that's why I don't recommend using this for like a tree topper or a massive, massive bow. But with something on a smaller scale, I mean, if you place something against the back of it, it'll prop it up, and it just looks a little bit more informal. Not all bows have to be super perfect, so that's just another option for you. So the longer the tails, the more flopsy and, crinkly they're going to be. So that's the first bow of the night.
And we've got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, so we got plenty of time to make plenty of bows. The next bow, let's use this ribbon because it's open. I think that's a sign. All right, so for this one, we're going to do A different bow.
Um,
We'll cut some long tails.
Nick and family, congratulations on your new warehouse of supplies. I'm sure you do fabulous, says Kathleen.
Thank you, Kathleen. Yes, it's been wonderful so far. And I'm just so excited to be able to offer supplies to you guys. You know, we have our biggest order coming in the next probably week or so. We thought this one topped the cake, but this one is going to be huge. Signs, florals, greenery, frames, grapevines, evergreens, you name it, it's coming in. Ribbons, picks, even ornaments. We even have some like butts and stuff. So like elf butts and reindeer butts and all of that good stuff. So here we have
Butts and stuff.
Yeah, we have one piece on either side. We're going to repeat that several more times. So I'm going to do 3 of these.
That's beautiful ribbon, says Julie.
Yeah, it is a very pretty ribbon. All right, so that's 2 on either side. Let's come back in.
Welcome, Peggy from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hi, Peggy. Nice to see you. Place our 3rd loop. So for those of you guys just coming in, if you haven't signed up for our texting alerts, I know you guys seem to like the text. Make sure to text us at 978-396-9150 so you never miss when we're live. So now we'll come back in with 2 more loops.
Valerie wants to know, did you put wire?
I did. This is the wire that I placed initially. Remember how we did we placed the wire in this and then we switched to the mini? So this one already had wire in it. But that's just because I get ahead of myself sometimes, but that's okay.
Shannon wants to know what's the best bow for a tree topper.
The best bow? I mean, it really depends on what you like. I love traditional bows for tree toppers. Another good type of bow to make for tree toppers is going to be funky bows. That way you can take some branches and, pull them through. Of course, high quality, expensive wired ribbon works a lot better than thinly gauged ribbon. But keep in mind, since it's such a large scale, what ends up happening no matter what, if you're creating really, really big loops and tails, they'll start to crinkle over time and be a little bit more floppy. Which you can just take the branches from the tree and work them in. So we worked in 3 bigger loops, about 4.5, 5 inches, 2 on either side that are about 3 inches. So we have a total of 3, 5 on either side. Now we're going to finish it off with 1 kind of sandwich in between. So what's the name of this loop, Belle?
Button.
The button loop, yes.
Never forget that.
I know, right? So we'll work that in the middle.
Stacy, I want some butts and stuff.
I know, Dad. Of course, Dad's the one that chose that stuff. You guys know how Dad is. Dad is a very whimsical person. And Dad's going to start doing his own wreaths and stuff as well. So I know you guys have been asking to have Dad make bows. So if you still care to see, drop a comment. Dad, of course, needs that push to get started.
I had to make a bow. It's his turn.
It's Dad's turn. So that's what this bow looks like so far. Now what we can do is fluff it out. So to fluff, you just pull apart those 3 bigger loops on either side.
Is it better to use wired ribbon when making bows?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So for, fresh floristry, which we don't do too much these days, you guys keep me busy in the artificial world. But for fresh flowers, I do like the look of non-wired ribbon. But for artificial, especially for those of you that sell your designs, if you're a business, let us know. Comment down below if you're a business. And share your links too. You guys know I love to see your links and see your channels and pages. But in those circumstances, if you sell your designs, you want it as easy for your customers as possible. And wired ribbon is a lot easier. So if they unbox their design, if it's not wired, they're going to have a lot of difficulty fluffing it out and adjusting it versus wired ribbon, which is going to be a breeze for them. So just cut off the middle a little bit more. Fluff it open. What we can also do at this point is either cut our tails at an angle or dovetail. I think we're just going to dovetail these. Like so.
A lot of people are saying they would love to see Dad make a bow.
Right? I want to too. Dad can take the burden off of me a little bit filming. He's got it. He just doesn't have the confidence. And that's something a lot of you guys struggle with. And I'm here to tell you that if I can make a bow, you can make a bow. Of course, it takes practice. But practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. It'll just strengthen your talent that's already there. So, the more practice, the easier it's going to be. What do you think?
I love it. That's beautiful.
You love it? Isn't that a pretty bow? You could actually just take that, like, those giant scarecrows you can get for outside?
Yeah, just
that are
place
like
it on.
$5-6. You can place one right there like that. So let's work in our next bow. How are we doing on time?
With the 15-minute mark.
15-minute mark. All right, so let's actually make our wreath bow now. So we already cut a wire off right here. We'll just take that, kind of find the midway point. I cut a long piece, folded in half so that we have a loop on one side and 2 cut tails on the other side. We'll take that, place it in the middle of our large Bowdabra. This is the large, this is the mini, and this is the 100-yard spool of gold wire. Comes in silver as well. And for this one, we're going to work in these 2 colors together, which I think is going to look really nice. So we'll take these, run out some ribbon, like that.
Lisa says, hi, I'm new. Welcome, Lisa. We're glad to have you.
Welcome, Lisa. Now what we can do is the same thing with the yellow. And this might be one of my favorites too. So this one and this one are my 2 favorites. Then, you know, favorites that I would use every day of the year would be these 2. Nothing's better than just a burlap ribbon. So we'll take 2 more tails.
I like the golden leaf one down there.
You like the
sheer one? Yeah, I think that one's my favorite.
Yeah, that sheer one's pretty too. So I'll place that in like so. This end needs to be trimmed up a little bit.
I might just have to start decorating with bows. You definitely should, Susan.
Yes, Susan. It's enjoyable. It really is, you know, when you start decorating your own home. This year, you know, we made a significant effort. We actually designed our living room. There's a few more pieces I want to finish in there. But this year I set aside a goal. We all should have goals and intentions, because not every single goal is accomplished. But set those goals high. If you don't accomplish everything on your, you know, your to-do list, that's okay as long as you have big goals. So, you know, I'm not a believer in just making little goals and hitting those. If you don't hit big goals, that's fine as well. But I set a goal last year to really step up my home. You know, over the last few years, we've been incredibly busy and haven't had the time necessarily to do as much as I would have liked. But this year, no matter how hectic and crazy things go, you know, we're decorating like crazy for Christmas. For fall, we'll try to do as much as we can, but Christmas is the holiday that I've really been slacking the last few years. I say slacking, but still last year we did like, what, 3 or 4 trees as it is. So, but this year, we're going.
We got a few questions here to shoot off.
Yes.
Debbie wants to know, which do you like better, the large Bowdabra or the small Bowdabra?
Absolutely the large, and that is just a personal preference from what I do. So for those of you that make hair bows and smaller bows, I wouldn't necessarily say wreath bows, because if you're going to make wreath bows, just get the large instead of the mini. But if you're doing smaller scale bows, the mini works great. So I do big bows, well, not in comparison to other people, but you know, full size, it's a lot easier to manage with your hands, the large. So.
And Sandra would like to know, do you use a certain size wire, or can you use different things for your wire?
You can use different things. I mean, we are using the Bowdabra wire here, but you know, you could use pipe cleaners or whatever you have on hand. But you guys can order all of this stuff, you know, like I said, through the link down below. But there's really no one thing that fixes everything. So as I've said before with the Bowdabra, you're going to have to kind of configure it to your hands. So I rotate my Bowdabra instead of my hands. And it might be easier to rotate your hands instead of your Bowdabra. So every tool in your shop has to be kind of trialed and errored for your own hands and your own situation. So if it's hard for you to use the wire, you can use other things. And just figure out what works best for you.
Nick, when do you start decorating for Christmas?
When? ASAP. We're behind. So I want to get that stuff rocking and rolling really, really soon. I'm talking in the next couple weeks, because as October approaches, it starts to get more hectic and chaotic. And I want to make sure, like I said, you guys, I'm starting to set some things aside. We're actually taking the exclusive Wreath community along this year and teaching them how to do my staircase. We do something a little bit different. I don't actually love decorating the staircase part of it. I actually like decorating my wall that's above the staircase, and you guys will see that on my page, where we have finial ornaments kind of cascading down below. So we're taking them along. You know, we did a Christmas in July class where we taught members how to design our fireplace. We created a wreath, a garland, a lantern swag, and all of those goodies for that, as well as a centerpiece. But we really got to get started if we want to accomplish everything. And I'm still struggling. I told Dad I want to do a beautiful blue color for our tree, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. So if you guys have any suggestions as to what you'd like to see, our large full-size tree is going to be red. It's red every year, red and gold. I don't foresee that really ever changing, but who knows. But the other trees, they're all up for grabs. So
Kathy says, Nick, there's a bunch of pumpkins behind you. Can you show us how to prepare them for wreaths and arrangements? Please, thanks.
a bunch of pumpkins. So I actually picked those up at Walmart the other day. Tonight we're actually using some of those pumpkins. So we're doing, in date night, we're creating a pumpkin centerpiece, or at least that's what I think. Knowing me, probably 5 minutes before the video, I'll change my mind completely. But
that
that's
stands
the
true.
goal. So we're just taking our bow, securing it.
And we've hit the 10-minute mark left.
To the wreath, just by twisting it and then tying it a couple times. Always tie it at least 2 or 3 times. This wire is a very thinly gauged wire, but the coating that they have on the outside, it's like, I don't know how to describe it, it's like a netting, but it makes it incredibly strong and insignificant. We always want our wires to be insignificant, so they're not drawing any attention away from the bow and the design.
The winner's coming soon, so get your comments in.
Yes, let us know if you would like to win a free roll of scrunchy ribbon.
Renee says, Nick, you need a mic. It's a little hard to hear you. I got my volume all the way up.
Yeah, for some people it's giving you issues, but other people say they can hear me loud and clear. So let us know if you guys can hear us okay. But once we get settled in next week, I'm sure everything's going to be working not a lot better, because this works, just as well. It's been working for us for how many years now, right?
Yeah.
But of course, there's always things to be done and changes to make. All right, there's our bow.
Oh, I like that.
So now what we got to do is work in some flowers and greenery. So we'll place our wreath like this. Not really worry about our tails at this point. We'll do that after we kind of fluff, or after we work in some products. So the first thing I have is this. So let's work in some of these stems.
Marianne says, love all the different bows you teach us how to make.
Thank you, Marianne. And as I've said before, you guys, we appreciate likes and shares and all of that. But the biggest tip you guys can give me is just to let me know you enjoy these videos and hopefully find them educational. That's been my goal since day one. That's not a goal that will ever change. Ever. I can promise you that. My goal has always been to inspire and teach you guys kind of what I do.
Yeah, a lot of people can hear you just fine. Donna says, Nick, is your preference the grapevine wreath over all the other forms, and would love to win some ribbon?
Yes, so I've always been a lover of grapevines. Each designer's different. I know lots of designers love working with mesh. It's not that I don't like working with mesh, it's just not my favorite, texture. I definitely love florals. I think there's just such an elegance to them that's, not comparable to anything else. At least that's just my opinion. We all are, different. And let me know if you guys agree with me on that. Let me know if you love flowers and grapevines and naturals as opposed to, let's say, mesh or, other designs. But we are going to be using a lot more evergreen forms as well. And if you've never seen an evergreen form, what it is just that. It's a pine base that you'll often see at Christmas time. But I've always used them year-round. We don't use them as much as we used to, but that's just because I get sick of using, things over and over again. But we're bringing them back because I've missed them.
Good question here. Janet asked, do you always put a bow on the wreath first before decorating the wreath?
That is a great question, and no. So if you watch us on Nick's Seasonal Decor, we talk about this a whole lot. It's basically just wherever my mind's at in the moment. So if I feel like working in the bow, I'll work in the bow. If I feel like doing a little base of greenery, we'll do that. If I feel like doing the whole design and then working in a bow, you'll also see me do that on occasion.
I'm seeing some people are having trouble hearing and some people are fine. Yeah, we're not sure about that.
Okay, let's work in a few more pieces of this. So this is just a spray that we got from Michael's. We do have a similar variety in our shop, but since we're, down here in our studio today, we don't have any of our products down here, just other than a few things.
Grapevine wreaths are just traditional, and I love traditional, says Teresa.
Says Teresa? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like it,
Susan says, I need to order a Bowdabra. Definitely, you definitely should.
Okay. Our final piece, which I'll just place here.
Nancy says, I have only used mesh and evergreen, but that is changing because I ordered a grapevine wreath from you last week.
Awesome. Yes. If you guys have ordered kits or supplies from us, definitely tag us in your designs. That way I can feature them as well. I always love featuring your talents and what you create. So all you have to do is just tag us in it, and that way we can see the beautiful creations you create. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of kits lately, and they seem to be flying. Everybody seems to love the kits, and something that we should have done a long time ago. But as Yaya always says, better late than never. So I completely agree with her on that.
And we have a winner for tonight.
Who's our lucky
winner? And
winner?
our winner is Mary Ann, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, but Nadolinsky.
Congratulations, Mary Ann. Send Bowdabra a Facebook message, and they'll be more than happy to send you your roll of ribbon. So, as always, you guys, each and every Monday we are live. Bowdabra does give away a free roll of ribbon. So, I mean, who doesn't like ribbon? And more importantly, who doesn't like free ribbon? So, the color choices are red, silver, and gold. Your pick. And just let them know which of the colors you like the best. So we'll take some of these berry sprays. These again came from Michael's. We're sticking with the yellow and green color palette. I thought that would look really pretty.
Is the yellow wire? Is the yellow ribbon wired?
Yeah, it's wired. I wouldn't do a massive bow with it, but it is wired enough to hold in place on something like this. Okay, we'll place that piece here. Continue working in a few more. How are we doing on time?
Let's see. We have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes. All right, so we'll work in a couple more of these, and depending on time, maybe we'll create one more smaller bow using the mini. But I really want to kind of pack this in full. Usually we do simple wreaths, and this is very simple, but we are making it very full of beautiful berries and greenery. Place a piece there. You can also take some and work them into the heart of the bow. You could actually just poke them in like so.
Danita got our kit today. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, let us know what kits you guys have gotten. And as always, you can order supplies on our website. Maybe we'll start doing some kits with Bowdabra if that's something you guys care to see. As always, suggestions are appreciated. And if you're just tuning in, don't forget to text us. That way you never miss when we are live here in Bowdabra or live in general. And the number for that is 978-396-9150. And I have to pause in between doing it because the other day at the warehouse we went live and Alex had my phone and it was blowing up when we were doing a quick live, and it's because I gave out my personal number, which as much as I would love to text everybody, it's just not possible for me. So that was a mess up on my part, but it's okay. So we'll fluff it out. As always, you guys will see the pictures of our bows that we create on Bowdabra, and their Instagram, their Facebook, their YouTube, I believe their Pinterest as well. Maybe you'll see our photos there. But I always like to hold off on really fluffing it, until it goes up on the wall. And then I'll spend a few extra minutes fluffing our bows out. But look at how pretty that turned out.
That's beautiful. Susan wants to know, do you ever put the bow on top or bottom or centered?
Not lately. I feel like I really love the left-hand look because it's a little bit informal. And that way you don't have to be as meticulous and, perfect. If I place essentially focused right here, you'd have to make it a little bit more even or else it's going to show. So I like just going with that, kind of going with the imperfect look by arranging it imperfectly. Because to the eye, if you try to mimic the perfection, it shows that it's not perfect. Or your eye kind of seeks out the imperfection. But if you start off doing it like this, your eye just sees the beauty of the, overall composition. So
first of all,
what we created.
Everyone loves this wreath, and Debbie wants to know if it's for sale.
Yes, Debbie. So all of our wreaths are available in our Etsy shop. Now let's do one final bow. So let's see which ribbon I want to use. Maybe we'll try the sheer. I don't think we've done... maybe we worked that in last week. I'm not...
I remember you making a bow with it, yeah.
You remember? All right, so we'll work in this. Placing a little wire underneath. Then what we can do... This is Bella's favorite ribbon.
That is my favorite. Who doesn't like gold and maroon together?
Yeah, it's something different, right? So we can just take this. Let's do a traditional bow. I don't think we've done that yet tonight. Cut some tails.
Rachel says beautiful. Love the colors. Claire says beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Love these colors together.
Yeah,
they do go together
pretty.
well.
I love just the yellow and green. So for those of you that follow me and for those of you that are in, our groups, you kind of already know that I like simplistic decor. I don't like working in more than 3 colors max. Less is more. I'm a firm believer in that. Not every design has to be overloaded with both colors and textures and products. I definitely love working in just a handful, in that repeating pattern. And that usually gives me the best effect. Each designer is different, but that's just kind of what I like to do. So we're creating a rather large bow using the mini, and you're going to have to really compress those ribbons in because the mini is small, but you still can create a decent sized bow on it. That's 3 loops.
Love that sheer ribbon. Me too, Laura.
So 3 on either side. Now we'll finish it off with 1 more.
This ribbon just speaks fall. It definitely does.
It's very pretty. Snip it off. And, it's going to slip out. But we can just take our wires, pull them through from one side to the other, pull them through that loop, and then we can pull it out. So now it's secured to an extent, not fully secured. So we take those wires, bring them to the back of the bow, and tie from behind. So this only has 7 loops. Very thin ribbon, very see-through, and it still creates a beautiful bow. So not every bow has to be super crazy and fancy, because that looks very pretty as well.
Love it.
Right? All right, so let's do a little recap. We created this bow. We created my favorite of the night, which is the wreath with lots of berries and these beautiful spikes that we worked in. Then we created another pretty bow right here. So let me know which of these 3.
And the
one
maroon one.
to the right of me. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
This one's pretty too. I love this ribbon. So we got the 3-2-1, traditional, funky, and then a funky using thinly gauged ribbon. Like that, which would look great on a wine bottle. So keep in mind, by having something on the back of it, if you place this on a wreath, it'll prop up those loops, so that way it's not so droopy. So we created 4 bows and a wreath. So thank you all so very much for watching. You can order all of your products in our affiliate link down below. If you forget where to find it, you can always go to nicksseasonaldecor.com under blog posts to find all of our recommended supplies and tools with their links. Again, be sure to text me at 978-396-9150 so you don't miss out, 50, so you don't miss out when we're live here on Bowdabra each Monday at 7 Eastern. Congratulations to Marianne for winning tonight's roll of ribbon. They do a giveaway each and every Monday that we are live. Thank you, Sandy and Terry, for having me as a guest tonight. And yeah, be sure to join both the crafting community, Nick's Seasonal Decor's crafting community, and the Bowdabra fan gallery to see more inspiring posts and other designs and other creators. So again, thank you guys. Hope you have had a great weekend, and I hope you guys have a great week to come. And I'll see you all next Monday in the shop, right?
Yep.
Definitely. You guys have my word. Next Monday we will be in the new place. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.